If you are running a software development business that delivers great results but still struggles to grow, this is for you. Look, you've built a strong team, your clients love your work, yet the pipeline feels empty too often. Referrals come, but never when you need them. Cold outreach feels like a graveyard of ignored messages, and it's no wonder with this method you are just annoying the masses. Trade fairs and networking eat your time with no results. And those LinkedIn posts you write at midnight barely generate a like, comment, or message in your inbox. The few things that do bring clients still rely on one limited resource: you. You show up, you write, you sell, you manage, you get the referrals. But when every client comes through your own effort, growth starts to feel like punishment for success. You could hire salespeople, but then come salaries, training, micromanagement, and new risks. And if you have new leads, salespeople won't close. I wasted over 120K with this approach. You don't have to make the same mistake. So you are trapped in this founder's paradox. You want more clients, but every new client means more work and more stress for you. And the worst part? You know your business could be so much bigger, right? You see the potential, you have the skills, the team, the track record. But it's your competitors who are winning the deals. They post new case studies, get more clients, hire faster, and you know their work isn't even better than yours. They just cracked the marketing code you are still trying to figure out. And without a system that brings in leads predictably, you are stuck watching opportunities slip away while grinding harder just to stay in place. Hiring agencies didn't help. They treated your complex B2B services like a quick product sale, ignoring the long sales cycles, multi-layered decisions, and trust your deals require. General marketing agencies simply don't understand your software development business, your services, and the needs of your clients. So you start asking yourself, is it even possible to build a predictable lead generation system without burning out or gambling on bad advice? And the answer is yes, but it requires a completely different approach. I know because I was in exactly the same situation until I built a system that turned it all around. Back in 2018, I lost 60K in revenue per month overnight when my two biggest clients left. I had to fire 30 people in 1 year. And I was working 14 hours a day, close to burnout, trying everything: networking, cold calls, trade fairs, posting on LinkedIn, you name it, and nothing gave me consistent leads. I was stuck depending on referrals just like you might be right now. But once I became a father, I made one decision. I wasn't willing to trade more of my time for an inconsistent pipeline. I'd rather spend my evenings and weekends with my family than stand at another trade fair hoping someone might turn into a client. So I invested 240,000 euros to learn from the best marketing experts in the world. Not course sellers, but real people building 7- and 8-figure businesses. And I adapted everything specifically for software development businesses. Because I kept asking myself, what kind of marketing could actually scale without depending on my time? That's when I realized every traditional method, networking, cold calling, SEO, requires a lot of time, either yours or your team's time. But online lead generation with paid ads, that felt different. It allows you to reach decision makers at scale, like CTOs, heads of IT, business owners who actually have the budget and authority to buy software development projects. It lets you test messages fast and get real data instead of guessing. And it doesn't depend on your personal network. It doesn't depend on you showing up somewhere. It doesn't require fixed salary stuff. It's a system that runs 24/7, bringing in qualified leads while you're sleeping, while you are with your family, while you are focusing on growing your business strategically. In the 4 years after implementing this system, my business Bright Solutions generated 13.4 million euros in revenue, all through consistent, measurable digital marketing. And since then, we've helped thousands of other businesses do the same through FlashUp, achieving predictable, profitable growth without depending on luck or referrals. Alright, and in this video I will show you the frameworks and strategies that make this possible. So you can finally break free from the revenue roller coaster and build a predictable pipeline that doesn't consume all your time. Let's start with something most founders in our industry never say out loud. Most marketing for software companies fails before the first ad even runs. And the reason? Well, almost every strategy you see out there was built for B2C products or agencies that sell marketing services, not for software development businesses with complex, high-value projects and long decision cycles. So what happens? You hire a marketing agency that promises leads. They run some generic campaigns, maybe send a few cold emails, and nothing connects. Because they don't actually understand how your clients buy software. That's why you just get tire kickers and low quality leads. In B2B software development, your clients don't wake up thinking about code, features or frameworks. They think about outcomes and results, like reducing costs, generating more revenue, faster processes, better margins. But what do most agencies promote for you? Technology, right? We build React apps, we develop in Python or Java, we integrate AI. That's not a message, that's just saying what you do, and clients don't care. The truth is, clients don't buy code or work, they buy the results. And if your marketing doesn't clearly communicate the problem you solve and the outcomes you deliver, you will always depend on referrals. That's exactly what kept me stuck for years. Great work, happy clients, but zero predictability in my sales pipeline. But here's what most agencies miss, and this is critical. Your clients don't all start at the same place in their buyer's journey. Understanding this changed everything for me, and it's the foundation of every successful campaign we run for ourselves and for our clients at FlashUp. There are 3 distinct phases your ideal clients go through. The first phase is the problem-aware phase. These people just realize they have a problem. Maybe their current system is slow, error-prone, or can't scale. But they don't know what solutions exist yet. They are just becoming aware that something needs to change. The second phase is solution-aware. Now they know solutions exist. They are researching options like custom software, software as a service platforms, process automation, AI integration, etc. They are learning, comparing approaches, trying to figure out what makes sense for their situation. And in phase 3, they are product aware. These people are ready to make a decision. They are comparing specific providers, looking at case studies, comparing prices, and finding the right partner for them. They know what they want, and now they are ready to make a decision and work with you. But to ensure these decision makers work with you, they have to know you, like you, and trust you. And the reason number 1 why you are not getting more leads and clients is simply because not enough of these decision makers know you for the value you provide and for the problems you can solve. Here's the mistake 99% of software development businesses make. They run one ad campaign with one message, hoping it works for everyone. But someone who just realized they have a problem isn't ready to book a call with you. They need education first. They need to understand their options. They need to understand the value they can get from you. Someone who's comparing providers doesn't need a generic "we build software" message. They need proof, case studies, results, credibility. This is exactly why one of my clients, Alfred, saw such a dramatic transformation. He'd been running his agency for years, delivering solid projects, but always living from one referral to the next. And when we started working together, we didn't just change his message from "we build websites" to "websites that increase revenue," though that was part of it. What really changed everything was that we built different content for each phase of the buyer's journey. For problem-aware prospects, we created educational content in emails that helped them understand their challenges better. For solution-aware prospects, we showed them how websites could be a revenue driver, not just a digital business card. For product-aware prospects, we shared specific case studies with real numbers and outcomes. The result? He sent one single email per audience to his old leads. One. And closed a 40,000 euro project within days. Then 2 more clients came in the same month. The most interesting part? Well, he didn't change a single thing about his delivery, only how he communicated the value at each stage of the buying journey. And that's the beauty of it. You don't need to reinvent your business or create a completely new offer. You don't have to change what you deliver. What matters is how you position it and how you express the value your ideal clients actually care about at exactly the right moment in their decision process. That shift alone, from talking about what you do to what results you create and matching your message to where your clients are in their journey, is the difference between random leads and a predictable pipeline. Once your message aligns with what your ideal clients truly value at each stage, your marketing finally starts to work. Not because you shout louder, but because you speak their language at the right time. But having the right message for each phase is just one part of the equation. Before you spend thousands on ads, you need to know which message actually resonates with your audience, not based on assumption, but based on data. And that's where most founders waste money. They guess, they hope, they cross fingers. Let me show you the exact method I use to validate messages before running a campaign and scaling them. Here's the truth most marketing agencies won't tell you. They don't know what message will work for your business. They might have experience with other clients. They might have best practices, but your ideal client, your specific market, your positioning, that's unique to you. So what do most agencies do? They create what they think will work, spend your money on it, and hope for the best. That's expensive guesswork. And here's what I do instead. Microtests. Before I invest serious money into a campaign, I validate the message with the smallest possible budget. Here's how it works. You start by identifying 3 to 5 different problem statements, specific challenges you believe your ideal clients are struggling with and that you can solve. For example, if you are targeting CTOs of mid-sized companies, your problems might be, our current software can't scale with our growth. We are spending too much time fixing bugs instead of building new features. Or our internal team doesn't have the expertise we need to automate processes with AI. Or we are losing customers because our platform is too slow. Or our legacy system is holding back our entire business growth. Now, instead of assuming you know which one matters most, you test them. You create simple ad campaigns, one for each problem statement, and you run them with minimal budgets. We are talking €2 per day per statement. You're not trying to get leads yet. You're just measuring engagement. Which problems get clicks, at which cost, and which message makes people stop scrolling. And within 24 hours, you have your answer. Green light, people click, watch, engage. This problem resonates. Red light, people scroll past and this problem doesn't matter to them. Or at least not how you phrased it. Now, here's the powerful part. Once you know which problems your audience actually cares about, not based on assumptions, but based on real data, you will build your entire marketing system around those validated problems. Your lead magnets address those problems. Your landing page speaks to those problems. Your case studies show how you solve these problems, and your sales conversation focuses on those problems. Everything is aligned with what you know your audience cares about. That's how you avoid wasting money on messages that don't work. And that's the difference between hoping your marketing works and knowing it will. Most founders skip this step. They jump straight to running ads, building funnels, creating content, and then wonder why nothing works. Microtesting takes only 1 week and costs less than a business dinner, but it gives you the foundation for everything that comes next. Now, once you know which messages resonate, once you have that validated foundation, you can build a system that turns those messages into consistent flow of qualified leads. And that system needs structure. Just like in software development, if you build without architecture, you end up debugging forever. Marketing is the same. You need a system, and one that you can test, measure, and improve. Let me show you exactly how that system works. Think of your marketing like a software architecture. If one module breaks, the whole system stops working. But when every part is connected and optimized, it scales predictably and delivers results reliably. The system I built for Bright Solutions and the one we now implement for all our clients at FlashHub always follows the same logic. There are 3 core pillars: traffic, conversion, and nurture. So let me break down each one. Pillar 1 is traffic. Traffic is how people find you. That's where paid ads come in. Meta, LinkedIn, Google channels that give you data fast. With paid traffic, you can test dozens of messages and see within days what resonates and what doesn't. Organic content is great for building authority over time, but when you need leads now, paid ads are the fastest path to predictable results. But here's the key. You're not just driving random traffic. You're using the validated problems from your microtests to attract exactly the right people, decision makers who are actively looking for solutions you provide. Pillar 2 is conversion. Conversion is what happens once a person clicks. You don't want random leads, you want qualified decision makers. That means your landing page must instantly communicate value, not features, And it should filter out everyone who's not serious. This is where most campaigns fail. They drive traffic to a generic homepage or form that just says contact us. But a high converting landing page does three things. First, it speaks directly to the validated problem you identified in your microtest. So the visitor immediately knows this is exactly what I'm struggling with. They understand me. Second, it offers something valuable in exchange for their information, what we call a lead magnet. This isn't just a random PDF. It's a resource that helps them specifically in one phase of their buyer's journey. For problem-aware prospects, it might be a guide that helps them diagnose their issue. For solution-aware prospects, it might be a comparison framework for evaluating options. For product-aware prospects, it might be a case study showing exactly how you solve this problem for other people. And the third part, and this is critical, it includes what we call gatekeeper questions. These are qualifying questions that automatically filter out tire kickers and only count someone as a lead if they match your ideal client criteria. For example, what's your monthly revenue? Or what's your biggest challenge right now? Or when are you looking to start this project? This is important for three reasons. One, it saves you from wasting time talking to people who aren't a good fit. Two, it feeds better data back into your ad targeting. It conditions the algorithm. The platform learns who your real leads are, not just anyone who downloads something. And they get better at finding more people like them. Pillar 3 is nurture. Nurture is what turns interest into trust. And this is where most founders give up way too early. In B2C, someone might see an ad, click and buy within an hour. In B2B software development, the decision cycle is usually 2, 6 or even 12 months. And that's just the reality of our industry. Software projects are expensive, complex and risky. Decision makers don't rush into them. So what do you do during those 6 to 12 months? Well, you stay visible, you build trust, you educate, you provide valuable content so that these decision makers keep you as the go-to decision maker in their mind. And that's how they start buying from you once they are ready. And that's where retargeting comes in. Remember those three phases I mentioned earlier? You build retargeting campaigns that move people through those phases. Someone watches 50% or more of your video ad, that signals high intent and interest. Now you retarget them with case studies, client testimonials, and educational content that builds trust. Someone downloads your lead magnet but doesn't book a call? You retarget them with stories of clients who were in their exact situation and how you helped them. Someone visits your website multiple times but hasn't taken action? You retarget them with a clear, low-friction offer, maybe a free strategy call or a diagnostic session or a project planning call. This is how you replicate the referral process digitally. When someone refers you, there is built-in trust. They've heard about you from someone they respect. They've seen your name multiple times. They feel like they already know you. And retargeting does the same thing. It creates familiarity, credibility, and trust over time. Together, these three pillars form a system that runs 24/7, collecting data, learning, and improving over time. When I lost those 2 major clients back in 2018, this is exactly the system I built inside Bright Solutions to rebuild our sales pipeline. Within 4 years, it generated more than 13.4 million euros in revenue, all through consistent, measurable digital marketing using Google Ads, Meta Ads, and sometimes a bit of LinkedIn ads, even if they don't work as well as Google and Meta. Yeah, and that's the power of structure and systems. When you build marketing like an engineer with clear components, testing, and iteration based on data, growth stops depending on luck. It starts depending on data. And when you have that kind of system in place, everything becomes easier. You can finally plan your capacity, forecast your pipeline, and grow strategically instead of reactively. But here's what I need to be honest about. Building and running the system isn't simple. Let me show you what's actually involved. Once your funnel is running and you're seeing clear metrics at every stage, like cost per lead, cost per acquisition, conversion rates, pipeline value, marketing stops being a guessing game. It becomes predictable. You know how much you need to invest to generate a certain number of qualified leads. You know your conversion rates, you can forecast revenue, and you know what you need to spend and how long it takes to get your next client. That's the power of data, and that's how we help clients like Alfred scale their agency, not by hoping and guessing, but by measuring and optimizing. But here's the reality. Everything I just showed and told you works, but executing it is complex. Let me show you what's actually involved. You need to build different lead magnets for each phase of the buyer's journey. Problem-aware, solution-aware, and product-aware. Each one needs to deliver real value and position your services naturally as the next logical step. You need ad copy that speaks to different audiences at different stages. Problem-aware prospects need education, product-aware prospects need proof. Get that wrong and you waste your money targeting the wrong people. You need tracking systems to measure every step, from ad impressions to closed deal. Without this, you are flying blindly. You need to run microtests and interpret the data correctly. Which metric matters? When do you scale? When do you kill a campaign? That decision requires expertise. And you need to adjust when platforms change their algorithms, which they do all the time. Just a few weeks ago, Meta rolled out the Andromeda update. A friend of mine who runs an online shop saw her ad revenue collapse almost overnight. We jumped on a call that evening, she called me, restructured her campaigns based on the new algorithm, and by the next morning, her sales were back on track. Platforms change their targeting options, bidding strategies, and content policies constantly. If you are not staying on top of those changes, your campaigns can stop working without you knowing why. Then there's retargeting sequences, CRM integration, and sales process optimization, all while you are running your business, leading your team, and delivering great work to clients. Most founders get stuck trying to do all of this themselves. Some figure it out eventually, but it takes months, sometimes years, and expensive mistakes along the way. And here's the truth. If your strength is running a great software development company, that's where your time should go. Not staying up at night reading about Meta's last algorithm change, not spending weekends tweaking ad campaigns. My team and I at FlashHub live and breathe this stuff, so you don't have to. We build, manage, and optimize your entire system, from positioning to microtests, to ad campaigns, to retargeting, to sales follow-up. We handle all this complexity. We stay on top of platform changes and we optimize based on data. So you stay in control of your pipeline without losing control of your time. And we don't just set it up and disappear. We work with you until it's actually producing results, until you are seeing a 2x return on your investment. That's what we guarantee with our service. And if you want to explore how this could work for your business, book a strategy call with one of our marketing experts. In this call, we will look at your current setup, your goals, the specific challenges in your market, and whether our system is the right fit for you. No pressure, no hard pitch, just a clear plan for what's working, what's missing, and what to focus on next. You will find the link right below this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers and happy scaling.